Haley Podaker is still getting the glitter out of her couch cushions. I know I cannot work with Dr. Luke. I physically cannot. I don't feel safe in any way. Kesha, in her latest affidavit, all Kesha wants to do is leave her contract. This September, the singer-born Kesha Rose Sebert was forced to push for a preliminary injunction from a New York judge to implore the court to speed up her ongoing legal battle with Dr. Luke, the producer to whom she's been tied for over a decade. Without it, her career could be over by the time it's allowed to proceed. Luke, real name Lukasz Gutwald, signed Kesha in 2005. Their contract hasn't been renegotiated since then, which is far from industry standard for a platinum-selling artist. Labels often sign new artists to long deals, then renegotiate if that artist becomes a star, to keep him or her happy and productive. Meanwhile, Kesha's career has languished through no failure of her own. Her most recent appearance on record, a 2013 guest turn on Pitbull's Drive. Luke-produced single, Timber, was a runaway success that in any other case would secure an artist a release date. Instead, Kesha's resources are cut off while she sits in legal and career purgatory. What follows is a comprehensive timeline of Kesha's career to this point, including what the star alleges was going on behind the scenes. Kesha's claims against Luke and Sony have broad implications for women who are under the contractual control of abusive men. At a key moment when women in music are coming forward with their horror stories of industry sexism, it is time to rally around and believe Kesha. 2005 to 2008, the beginning long before Drive. Luke and Max Martin cold called her at home in Nashville. Kesha and her songwriter mom, Peba Sebert, were recording demos at a local studio. In 2005, one of those demo CDs caught Dr. Luke's attention. Kesha flew to meetings in New York and LA, eventually signing to his label, Kemosabe Records, and his publishing company, Prescription Songs. At Dr. Luke's request, Kesha dropped out of high school and moved to Los Angeles shortly thereafter. In her 2012 autobiography, My Crazy Beautiful Life, Kesha writes, "I was 17 and alone in LA. I stayed with family friends and looked for work to keep enough gas in the car to take me to and from writing appointments. By the time I made it out there, Drive." Luke was fast on his way to becoming one of the most sought-after producers in the world. He was booked solid. "I ran around the hot LA streets writing songs every day and looking for people to make music with." This is echoed in a Billboard cover story about the star, published February 2010, just 18 months ago. Swanning down this or any red carpet would have been unimaginable for Kesha Rose Sebert. She had no major record deal, no manager, and she was estranged from the producer who discovered her, Dr. Luke. She rarely worked with or even spoke to Luke. In her complaint, Kesha's attorney describes a darker side of her early relationship with Dr. Luke. Dr. Luke isn't the mentor he promised he'd be. Upon arriving in Los Angeles, Ms. Sebert soon realized that Dr. Luke was not the mentor he represented himself to be, and the opportunities were not what he had promised they would be. Dr. Luke provided no time, guidance, or support for Ms. Sebert's music career, ultimately leaving her career to languish. A far cry from a mentor, Dr. Luke displayed despicable conduct in front of Ms. Sebert. Dr. Luke would boast and brag to Ms. Sebert about how he liked to take girls out on a first date, get them as drunk as possible, and fuck them in the ass. Dr. Luke starts to abuse Kesha, who is a teenager isolated in Los Angeles. Soon after moving to Los Angeles, Dr. Luke began to violently abuse the young Ms. Sebert. Dr. Luke continuously made sexual advances towards Ms. Sebert. He forced Ms. Sebert to take drugs and alcohol in order to take advantage of her sexually while she was intoxicated. 2009, Flo Rida's Right Round by Flo Rida was Dr. Luke's first. Luke had been working exclusively with Martin since co-producing Kelly Clarkson's breakout hit Since You've Been Gone with the super producer in 2004. Right Round was an international #1 and set a single-week record for digital sales. Kesha was featured on the hook but isn't credited as a featured artist and received no profit, at least monetarily, for its success. Kesha writes, "In My Crazy Beautiful Life, I got a call from Dr. Luke. He needed someone to sing on a Flo Rida song. The song, Right Round, went to the top of the charts across the world and broke the record for most digital sales in a week. When I first heard it on the radio, I pulled my car over, turned up the radio, and started crying. It was finally happening. I didn't make a dime off the song, but it didn't matter. I would walk around and hear my voice coming out of car windows, storefronts, and bars, yet I still didn't have any money." She then described the way the song's success affected her prospects. "I got multiple record contract offers, but ultimately decided to go with Dr. Luke's label, Kemosabe Records, at RCA Records, 2010-2011.